All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Let's go. All right, so shiny hunt and Litten again. We've got another 4 boxes that we accumulated from last night and today. So hopefully we can go ahead and get this knocked out. We're at 450. Hoping that we can get this in the next 62 so that we can have odds here. If not, I guess it is what it is. What we got? Come on. All right, 5 down. About 121 to go. This time we have Intimidate as well. Thank God. Don't have to use an ability pouch. I think what I'll do here is actually set up a picnic and make a sandwich for egg power. I think it's like 15% faster. It's nothing too crazy, but at least that'll lower the amount of steps I need to take. As long as this animation take, like, what, 2 minutes? That kind of sucks. And it kind of seems like more than 15% lowered. Okay, this should be final one for this. Hey, get out of there. So 15 more down. Oh, we're genuinely gonna get to full odds, aren't we here? That is so depressing. Considering last hunt took a third of the time. My guy, Cole, we are back at it, dude. I think I'm just giving myself depression playing this, though. It's just such a grind, and I mean, it'll be rewarding at the end, but is it rewarding now? No. Especially because it took like an hour last night, maybe an hour and a half to like accumulate the rest of these after I got home. I really just want this for my competitive team. So, I mean, I could do without, but you know, I got a style. Especially because like I have a really good idea for the competitive team that I want to make, which will basically entail something similar to what I did in Sword and Shield. And I'm just gonna be super annoying. Hopefully once I get this, I can kind of do something else for a little bit and actually shiny hunt something that doesn't require hatching eggs, because hatching eggs is just so monotonous. Whoa, that thing had blaze. I guess it's a 60%. Yeah, so I haven't played any, well, yeah, I haven't played any competitive Pokemon whenever it comes to Scarlet and Violet, but on Sword and Shield, basically, you start at like Pokemon or Pokeball rank, then you get Great Ball, then Ultra Ball, and then you rank up all the way to, oh, not the controller. Then you rank up all the way to Master Ball. Once you reach Master Ball, that allows you to compete in regional events. So with my previous work schedule though, like at the restaurant instead of where I am now, I couldn't really compete in very many because they all line up on weekends. So I'd typically play first day, place decently, move on to the next round, and then I couldn't play the next round because I had to work. Unless I decided to request off the weekend. But yeah, basically, generally, I play 2v2s, which you basically have a team of 6. You select 4 out of those 6 based on what your opponent could potentially be using. And you go from there. So the plan with this, and especially the Litten, which evolves into a Pokemon called Incineroar, it has Intimidate. It also has a move called Parting Shot, where basically, if you do Parting Shot, it lowers a Pokemon's... Is it... I'd have to double check. think it lowers something, but I've never really used Incineroar for competitive. Okay, lowers the target's attack and special attack stats. So that'll reduce it by 1 level. With Intimidate being on here, which is the ability, also lowers their attack stat. So the goal is that you have Incineroar, you use Fake Out, which is this move. It is going to flinch the other Pokemon, basically makes them unable to use any moves for that turn. Next turn, you use Parting Shot, which is going to lower their attack and special attack, which is good for you. And then you switch into a different Pokemon. Then you can switch back into Incineroar and use Intimidate again, therefore lowering their attack 1 more stage. And technically speaking, you can also use Parting Shot to do the exact same thing. The goal here is that we have a no good speed Litten, which basically means that it has the slowest speed possible for it. Because the team that I'm going to set up is a Trick Room team, which Trick Room basically makes the slowest Pokemon move first. Therefore, I basically set up, you know, lowering their stats continually. And it's always good to have a Trick Room setter that isn't fully evolved. Therefore, you can use an item called an Eviolite, which is going to boost its defense and special defense, allowing it to stay alive longer. And that is just incredibly disgusting to use. Another Pokemon I'm going to look into is a Pokemon called Gothitelle. Gothitelle can use a move called Perish Song, which makes all Pokemon on the field faint after 3 turns. It's kind of like a meme move. On top of that, it has a ability called Shadow Tag, which does not allow the other Pokemon to switch out as long as it's on the field. So that guarantees 2 KOs in 3 turns as long as I can stay alive during those 3 turns, which if I have a if I have Porygon Z or Porygon 2, which is what I'm going to use, it has a move called Recover, which basically allows me to just continually tank moves while I automatically kill the opponent's Pokemon in 3 turns. And people hate that. I did the exact same thing on Sword and Shield with a Lapras. And thankfully you can't send other people messages on here. Otherwise, I feel like I probably would have had some angry people. I think on Sword and Shield, I can't remember which regulation set it was, but I think I had like 45 wins and maybe like 5 or 6 losses. And I think I was like placed in top like 300, which I think is pretty good. And it was an all shiny team, so had to flex while also being incredibly, I guess, disgusting to deal with. But that's the plan for this, is do a team that's going to be pretty similar. And just be... it doesn't have to be a shiny, I just want a shiny. I already have... like, if I were to... like, level up one of these Littens and set it up, nah, there's no benefits whatsoever. It's just a flex. Yeah, it's literally just a visual flex. That's all it is. Especially because, technically speaking, I should get near perfect IVs, which is like An IV is this, basically. So technically speaking, I could select any of these that have Intimidate. The goal would to be having... Let's see... If I don't get the right attributes, I'm just going to suck it up. The goal is to not have the best speed. I mean, even if I do, it's not the end of the world. I'm not too worried about it because Incineroar has pretty slow speed regardless. And plus, technically speaking, like for example, you see how that has no good defense? You can use an item to boost that to best. So the goal here is to have like speed as decent or no good. That is the goal here. But regardless, if I get a shiny, I'm gonna use it no matter what. It's just too big of a flex. Plus, I've already wasted like 8 hours into this, so there's no going back now. I do have this set up, which is what I'm going to be using. So this has all of the moves that I want, being Trick Room, which slower Pokemon get to move first for 5 turns. Recover, that's going to bring in 50% HP every turn that I use it. Terra Blast, which is going to be pretty good if I'm terastallized. I plan on using probably a poison type terastallization, which it basically changes your Pokemon typing. That'll be good for any fairy type that kind of comes onto the field or anything along those lines. And then Ice Beam is going to wall any kind of dragon type or flying type that comes into the play as well. So I have this set up for a specific nature. This lowers my speed, therefore making my speed really low, which is great, and boosting my special attack, which again is great because this is a special attacking threat. Therefore I can use Ice Beam, or Terra Blast. That'll be special attack. On top of that, the item that it has is Eviolite. That is going to, since it's not fully evolved, that is going to boost my defense and special defense, guaranteeing that I can get Trick Room on the field, which will be great. The main problem is that, if a Pokemon has Fake Out, I could potentially get flinched the first turn and get doubled into. But if that does happen, I can use other things here. Other thing I plan on using is going to be my Amoonguss. I'm going to breed for a specific one on this too. Hopefully a shiny. The reason that this Pokemon is so good is one, it has 100% accuracy for sleep. That guarantees me at least 1 to 3 turns of a Pokemon being asleep. This is going to also be a Rage Powder. So this will guarantee that I get the Trick Room set. Therefore, so if 2 Pokemon try to knock out my Porygon before I can get Trick Room out, I can Rage Powder. This will redirect its attacks to me, which will be great. Pollen Puff also heals my other Pokemon, or I can do damage with it. So if for whatever reason they fake out my this Pokemon, the Amoonguss, and then they do a super effective move into my Porygon, I can use Pollen Puff to heal it. On top of that, I can also use I can guarantee Trick Room. If I think they're gonna double into the Amoonguss with like a fire type or something like that, which will be super effective, I can just run Protect and it'll protect it for that turn and no damage will be done. That's the plan. I am pretty happy with my thought process, but I don't know how execution's gonna be. Hopefully I can play it correctly. But there's a couple other Pokemon that I need to get. Basically looking for slow AF Pokemon. Therefore, I can guarantee that it gets done. And I'll be in good standing, which will be super sick. World Champions, I mean, I guess regionals just happened, and there's been a couple regionals that's happened already as well. But I think as long as you can compete in 16 events, I think, actually, excuse me, I think your top 8 events that you place in count towards World Championship points. And I think 2024's World Championship is in Hawaii, and your hotel and flight is fully paid for if you go. So that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to go to Hawaii. Possibilities there, I'll go for it. They just had the European internationals. But I'll probably just compete in online events. See, I competed in the United States. It was like an international event that could allow you, or not an international event. It was a regional event that you could technically, if you qualified and placed in the top 16, it would allow you to go compete in an actual regional. And I did pretty well the first day. I went 8 wins, 2 losses, which qualified me for the second day. But I couldn't compete in it because I had to work all day the next day. So that was kind of depressing. Because basically, it's kind of like how it works, especially for the regional events, is that it's a round robin. So you do one round, and you basically battle 10 times, and then on the second day, you kind of follow that up, going into like top 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. But I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do with my team here. Just have to make sure the execution's good. I'm already at 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 today. I'm almost at full odds. I think I started with 450. I just haven't updated it yet because I'm using the charger for my keyboard into my controller. I think Daisy has the other controller in her car. Probably just knock out these boxes, hopefully get a shiny. If I don't, I might just play a league game or 2. Or do some raid events, because they have raids on here, and Sword and Shield, which give you a bunch of really good items. Competitive. But for competitive, you also only need to level up your Pokemon to level 50 and not 100. So that also saves me a bunch of time. And then I'll need to, for one of the Pokemon that I want, I'll need to get to 200 Pokemon in the Pokédex for a certain region. And then I can catch a quote-unquote paradox Pokemon, which is Raiko's, like, I guess, ancient self or something like that. Kind of looks like a dinosaur in a way. Be super sick. Need that. That'll give me a dragon type. Yeah, you basically just don't want to have multiples of the same typing whenever it comes to Pokemon, because otherwise, like, they used to run a sand team, which was really good if you could set up sand, which is possible with Dynamaxing, which is a mechanic in Sword and Shield. And that team was genuinely so fun to use. I used it all the time in Sword and Shield, which is what helped with my win-loss ratio. Okay. 40 down today, still nothing. Luckily I set up 4 full boxes, so still not even halfway done on these. Then I also got off work late. I was trying to figure something out for a client, and that was a pain in the butt. You playing Tarkov or something? Horizon Forbidden West. What is that? Oh, this is that new Horizon game that came out. It came out on like what, they ported it over, right? Because I think that was out on PS4, PS5, like 2022. Honestly, the port that I'm waiting for is Ghost of Tsushima. I want that port so bad so I can play it on PC, considering I don't have a PS4 or PS5 to play it on. I guess I do have a PS4, I just haven't plugged it in like 4 years. Dude, yes, I need that port. Honestly, a port that I still play occasionally is The Witcher 3. But Ghost of Tsushima, that would be so sick. First time I played it, I was like, I think I played it on the hardest difficulty. To one of my best friends because he owned it. And that game was absolutely insane. Everybody else tells me to play, what, is it Sakurai? Okay, let me recalculate. Got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. What do we start at? 450. So that sounds right. 490. Oh, Sekiro. That's what it is. Nah, I didn't play Elden Ring. Last Souls game I played was 3. And I played a lot of Souls 2 on the 360. And honestly, that game just pissed me off more than anything. Daisy would sit there and watch me play it, and I'd just freak out the whole time. I just can't be asked playing anything like that. Souls games just piss me off. It's enjoyable, but how much are you really gonna enjoy it if you just die over and over again? My brother was playing Elden Ring recently. I think he gave up on it though, I'm not sure. I know they have a couple different lines, but they had the Souls line, and then after that they released Oh man, what was that called? Trying to think here. Bloodborne, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Bloodborne. How to do a Google search. When did those come out? Bloodborne. 2015, so I think Souls 3 was 2016. And then Souls 2 was 2014. And I think Bloodborne 2 never came out. I know that there was speculation, but yeah, 2 and 3 just killed the Souls games for me. I think I still have it on the 360, Souls 2. And it just drove me absolutely insane. People always mention, oh, Elden Ring's so much harder, blah, blah, blah. I can't be asked. I don't want harder. I do like the fact that you can do your own builds, though, and things like that. It's another game that I'm trying to think of that either is coming out this year or was released recently that I wanted to play. But okay. Good. One thing I was really kind of hoping for was the Riot Games MMORPG that they had quote unquote announced, like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And they're saying, I think in their most recent update, they had like scrapped the entire project and started from fresh. And they were mentioning that it's probably in the next like 5 years. I think that's crazy to me. I still probably play it when it comes out, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up for a 5-year-old game. And especially it's like same thing with the Elder Scrolls, like the game that's gonna happen after Skyrim. Like, I mean, what, it's been 10 years since Skyrim came out? Longer than that? I'm thinking 2013. Let's see, 2011. Oh my god. One game that I was looking into quite a bit because of a friend that's been in production for the longest time is Ashes of Creation. I was looking at that for quite a while, but I just kind of gave up on that. It's been in sandbox. I mean, yeah, they announced it, I think 2016, got like close to $1 million in less than 12 hours from like a Kickstarter, and then raised up to 3 million, and it's still in production. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, I feel like there's always something new coming out about it where they release like a teaser or something similar, but I don't know. I just can't be asked with too many MMOs anymore. Like, I played Final Fantasy forever ago, and then I played it again maybe 6 months ago with the wife, but I think she gave up after like 3 days, so I was left playing it by myself, and that didn't really seem fun. And then, I mean, I played Guild Wars, maxed an account out in there, New World, Lost Ark, all of that stuff. It just got so monotonous so quick once I reached like max level, and then you start having to do like item power and stuff like that. Honestly, Final Fantasy, I've actually only played like some of the games that came out on Game Boy. And I figured I'd try Final Fantasy Online because at the time Guild Wars 2 hadn't come out. And, you know, aside from RuneScape, Guild Wars, the original, was like one of the first MMOs that I actually played. I guess you could throw Fiesta in there as well and whatnot. But, I mean, I enjoyed the first one a lot. They announced the second one. And then from there, it just came like DLC after DLC after DLC. I don't want to pay 30 bucks every DLC, just like WoW. It just got old. I guess I played Albion for a little bit as well, and that just kind of got old too. Which is a sandbox MMO. Fun game for PvP though. Everything else, not so much. So yeah, we got a little guild together on there. Had like 10, 15 people, messed around and did like PvP, like ganking people. And then we decided to join a big guild that had like 170 members and was part of a huge alliance, and that was alright, but I don't know, just kind of got old. And the events I couldn't make. I think it was like outpost raids or something similar, and I think those would happen like 10 p.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. and I'd still be at work half the time. The other half days it would be like, get off that freaking game. Yeah, I think we are almost at odds once I update this. 1, 2. We're at 510. So 2 more and we'll be at full odds for Litten. After that, I still have another 60 to go. Hopefully we can get it in these next 2, but at this rate, I don't have high hopes. I think in Pokemon Home, I probably have, I don't even know at this point, like 20 boxes full of just this Pokemon. I'm definitely too deep into this to give up. Oh. Okay, I'm definitely 1 over odds. Yeah, last hunt took me 154 for shiny Poplio, which if this was last generation Sword and Shield, that would be perfect. She was, I mean, Poplio, which the evolution is Primarina, is excellent for competitive. In this generation, I've seen it played a couple times, but there's just other better options. And then before that, included on the side, I did a fungus, which that took me, well, I think I did about 300 on there, and then it kind of broke me, and I kind of put that off. I think I have about 10 boxes on Pokemon Home for that, which I just need a mass release. And then before that was Bulbasaur, which that took like 100 something. So, I mean, I guess it evens out in a way because some were easy, but this one is disgusting. Across both games, I've probably done 1,000 eggs. And I never got it. Is it? Test, test, test. Let me see. I'll do a replay here. Let me see. I'll do a replay here. I mean, for my test, everything seems fine. I don't. It shouldn't be a network issue. I mean, maybe microphone wasn't close enough and it was just kind of cutting out because I have certain parameters set. Only thing I can think of, maybe. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, from what I can tell, everything checks out on my end. But again, I do have certain parameters set on the microphone. Like, for example, if I kind of like hit the desk, well, I guess it picks up something because I don't have a shock mount, but light things shouldn't pick up as much. What are we at now? 520. After this, we'll be at 525. Let's see. So I've got about 1.5 boxes left. Hopefully we can get it in the next 45. Otherwise, we'll be at about 270. I mean, excuse me, 570 for the hunt so far. I mean, I guess at least I'm happy that I'm not up in the thousands. If I was up in the thousands, I think I would just switch Pokemon on something else, because that would just be depressing. Oh, let's go. Shiny right here, please. Stop breaking me. I just want a white and pink Litten. what we got. Dude, tell me about it. It's genuinely so frustrating. Maybe Game Freak just doesn't like me. I need to double check calcs, but I think I still have about 35 more after this. Longest? Oh man, I don't even know.